Hey, welcome back to the channel. This is Kathy, and I'm so glad you're here. I posted in my planner about Planner Nirvana, and I had mentioned this work in progress binder. And so I wanted to, because this deals directly with my writing, I thought I'd share with you how I set it up. It's different than the last time I did it. I have updated it, fine-tuned it a little bit. And so, yeah, so this is my work in progress. These are the books that I am currently working on. And so here's what it looks like. I got something in my throat. So I don't keep a lot in these extra pockets because, I don't know, I'm not really into decorating it too much. I'll put like note cards and things in there if I need them. But I do keep these dots because I use these as part of my planning. And so I keep those there because I color code my characters. So this little thing right here, if you'll notice, says Novel 1. And so I found this, it actually had a spring coil edge on it. And obviously I don't use the spring coils. So I cut that off and I was able to open it up and I added these little tabs. So I got these in a grab bag from Michael's for $5. It was like, I got a whole big stack of sticker kits and they came with these. So I didn't have anything to do with them. And so I thought, well, I'll use them for dividers, which I really like because they stick up at the top, see? They stick up at the top and allow me to separate my novels. So we're not gonna, I covered up I already have the book cover for my next novel, so I've covered that up. And we are going to skip, whoops, almost gave you a sneak peek. We're going to skip all the way to the end, Novel 3. Now I do have another novel that I've just decided I had to talk to someone first about writing it. And so they've agreed that it's a great idea, and so I'm going to start plotting that out. I'm going to be using this. So Novel 1 and 2 are here. Those are already taken. Novel 3 is, what I do is I have this, just a sheet for putting pictures in. Usually what I'll do is if I have an idea for the book cover, I'll print it out and put it in here. That way I have it for inspiration. This, you can get these, I think I got a pack of 6 or 12 of these. I think 6 at Walmart. They were like $3 or $4, not very expensive at all. So then what I do is I've separated this into 4 sections. And so I'll tell you what they are. And you'll see some papers in there that I use. I'm not going to go over those yet because I'm actually redesigning those. And because like I said, I'm fine-tuning my process. And so I found an even better way for me personally to write. And so I am fine-tuning those. So I have the overview tab, which basically has the novel overview, media overview. So novel overview is just basically, these are going to stay the same. The novel overview is basically just a brief summary of what the novel is going to be about. So like I have the title, the genres, the tense, what the main conflict or question is, sub-conflicts, and resolution. That just gives me an eye at a glance overview of what they're doing. So the media overview is a 1-sentence summary. This is usually something that you can put on the book, or you can use it for advertisement, things like that. The book blurb is what goes on the back of the book. And the synopsis is something that I use. Now, people send the synopsis to like agents, book publishing companies, things like that. But I don't do that since I'm a self-publisher. And so I use a synopsis just to write out a brief, or even in depth. It's several paragraphs long of what I want to happen in the book. And that helps me a lot. Then we have a brainstorm section. a research section, word count tracker. I have this, but I've also updated it. And like I said, when I get them finished and printed out, I will go over all these papers again. And so, what's a word count tracker? A word count tracker is simply to track your words every day. And I've continued on the back, but my other one, I've actually come up with a sprint tracker. And then this is the synopsis. Like if I run out of room on this other page, then I will write it here. And that's just for me, just so I know. And then I've also developed, and I'm reimagining this as well, a character key. This is so that I can keep track of, because I use washi and I use dots, so I can put the protagonist name here, what color dot and what washi strip is associated with them. And this gives me a page at a glance again, so just something to help me out. Now, I used to, I don't know how to say this. Okay, so I used to just have one protagonist, one antagonist, and then I'd have side characters, minor characters, and all this stuff. And I just decided that was way too many. So what I do is I do the protagonist one, because I do a lot of romance. And so in romance, there's not really a villain so much. It's there's usually two protagonists. There's the male lead and the female lead, and they're and so they often have things that they deal with personally, but they're also protagonists. They're not side characters. So I made a thing called Protagonist 1, and I have just the basic description, name, date, birth date, physical description, belief, things like that. This is a new one for me, and like I said, I am redoing this. The personality types. Now, there are people who use the Enneagram, and there's people who use the Myers-Briggs. I found one that I actually prefer. It's called the DISC, and I will actually do a separate video on that, because I've also done a cheat sheet for that. And so I write out their personality here. It's easy for me to do that. I am no longer doing the character questionnaire, so that's not a big deal. Instead, I'm doing a timeline. I'll show that next time. But I did keep the character growth chart and the summary. This just tells me how they grew from the beginning to the end of the book. And then, now, sometimes I've seen a lot of people, when they describe their outlining, they actually describe that they have like one whole section devoted to just novel. So by acts, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and then they have all their points down there. I don't know. I kind of changed it because that wasn't working for me. For me, I need to see, I think that every character should have their own set of hook, inciting incidents, plot points, because not every character is going to be doing the same thing, especially when you're doing a romance. Each of those two protagonists, they need to have their own line and scene and setup and stuff. So I do mine in 4 steps, which is something that I'll discuss later. But so I have one for each of these. So I do a 4, and I have 3 points in each section that that each character needs, and then I can go from that, and we'll get into that later. Right now I'm just telling you how I set it up. So the Protagonist 2 is basically everything is the same as this, because like I said, we have 2 protagonists. So I have 2 protagonist outlines, so that way I know which section to go to. Then I also have an antagonist section, and this goes for any antagonist, whether it be a character or a plot device or something. It goes into this section. So I've actually done the same thing. They get the same setup. An antagonist, especially if it's a character, which usually in a romance it is, name, birth date, everything, information, personality type. Like I said, I don't do the questionnaire anymore, but they too will have their own set of major plot points that they have to follow. All right, and then that's pretty much it for my work in progress setup. And so then I do have this others and miscellaneous. Oh, that's right, I have 5. This is for my side characters. These are for the people that are friends, family, things like that. And so I have side characters. These are just basic. I put a role in the story, their name, just basic information, just so that I have something to refer to for side characters. Now, this was another one of those dividers I got, and I decided to call them Drama Llama because of the llama. And all it is just to signify that these are my information sheets. And so I'm not going to go over these too great because, like I said, I'm revising them and I'm adding some things to it that I forgot. So this is a basic explanation of those acts for each character. This is some more information that I put in. These are my personality sheets. And this is, I made these. I have one for almost every genre, but I have one for romance, and I just put a brief description of what it is and the subgenres and tropes. And then I also did one for mystery, same thing, subgenre, genres. I never know how to pronounce that word. But anyway, so those are just some extra things. These are my information sheets. This stays in the back of the binder so that I have something to reference if I forget what each specific thing is. And so that's basically how I set up my work in progress binder. And I can't show you the other pages, of course, but yeah, I'm really enjoying this new setup. It's working so much better. And yeah. So what about you? How do you set up your work in progress? Are you an author? Are you writing? Do you use a binder or do you use something on the computer? I also use Scrivener, which I do have some more videos in the works. Like I'm going to show you an in-depth how I actually sit down and write the book and how I use these pages and stuff. And so I am going to show you that. I just, I'm not going to do it right now. But yeah, so this is just a general overview of how I set up my work in progress binder. I'm really enjoying the A5 size. And just so you know, eventually I do plan on all these sheets that I'm creating to be downloads for you guys if you want them. And I will make them available in both A5 and 8.5 by 11 size. So eventually stay tuned for that. Yeah, I think that was just about it. I do want to say one thing about, and I know this is not really a book ad, but I don't know how many of you have read the Never series. These 4 books, I have been writing these books for, so I guess you could call this an announcement. I've been writing these books for about 30 years. It's taken me to write these 4 books. 20 years on the first one, and then 10 years, which isn't bad. Now, these aren't the only ones I've written. I've written other ones that are not fiction. They're nonfiction books. But these are my novels. And so I wanted to announce that on April 7th, I am going to be revealing brand new covers. This one will stay pretty much the same on the front. I'm just changing a few things. But the back is going to have a whole brand new back. And for these, they're going to be completely redone. Back and front. And I am so excited. I sent them to a couple of people to preview, to let me know what they thought. And they just fell in love with them. And then I did get the proof copies back. I'm not going to show them to you yet because they do need to have some tweaks done. So when those, when I get those books in, yeah, I will be doing my videos. So look forward to April 7th, 2022. Just a little bit more than a month away. New covers for the Never Forsaken series. I'm so excited to announce that. I'm looking forward to it. So join me on YouTube for that. I am going to have a giveaway, and I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. If you want to know ahead of time what it is, sign up for my newsletter, which is on my website. It's right on the front of the page. It's right on the front of the page, and yeah, you'll have fun. You'll be the first to know. I am letting people know on my newsletter ahead of time what's happening way before it actually happens. So if you want to find the scoop on everything, don't forget to head over there and subscribe. And I think that just about covers it. So I am so glad that you joined me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. And like I said, if you are a writer or you want to start a write or you plan, drop me a comment. Let me know how you do your writing, how you plan and everything, and how you've set up your binder, or do you even use a binder? Just let me know. Other than that, subscribe, ring the bell, give me a thumbs up, and I will talk to you next week. Bye.